All right, Abby, so you have a hunch or your mom has a hunch, Dad might be doing War of the Roses on the birthday.
Yeah, you can imagine my shock when my parents, who have been married for 30 years, when my mom walks into the kitchen and she goes, Abby, I think your dad's cheating on me. And I'm just looking at her like, where did you get this hypothesis from? Because a little backstory about my parents, I mean, they might be the happiest married people that have ever been married. I have seen them fight maybe twice in my life. The only time that I can actually physically remember was when we were on like a family vacation somewhere, and my dad wouldn't stop for directions. And of course, my mom was peeved because he wouldn't stop for directions, and we were in a foreign country. And so they're getting into a little spat. And that is the only time me and my brother have ever looked at each other and gone, do you think our parents are getting divorced? And of course, literally 10 minutes later, they're fine. They never fight again for another 15 years. So my mom comes into the kitchen while I'm home for break, and she goes, Abby, I think your dad might be cheating on me. I'm like, hold up, girlfriend, you need to explain. And she's
like, wait a minute, I have a podcast all about that. Let's talk.
I was like, is my dad going to be my next podcast guest for the Breakup Breakdown?
Or we could put her on the voice disguiser and we can do this like War of the Roses.
Yeah. Hey, Abby's mom. And her voice is all distorted. So she says, Christmas had just passed, and she goes, well, your dad just bought himself a gift, and it's something that he would never buy for himself otherwise. And I'm like, what do you mean? So for context, my mom runs like literal marathons. My mom does not have an ounce of fat on her body. She is like pure skeletal muscle. She's 5'2". She's like a little demon of just power and strength and protein bars.
If your dad is cheating and they break up, you're describing my type. That's all I'm saying.
Are you hitting on my mom?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the divorce, but I'm just let her know I'm in the bullpen.
Wasting no time.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God. You would have to call Bert Daddy.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
You come home, you on the couch. Hey, Abs.
I hate it here. I'm so nauseous thinking about that. Anyway, so my dad is like the complete opposite. My dad has other great virtues. Like me and my dad get along very, very well. But my dad is a little bit more sloth-like. I don't think he's lifted a weight since Reagan was in office. Like, he plays golf, so he's definitely active. He's definitely mobile, but like we cannot.
He can walk.
He can walk up 3 steps.
He's mobile.
He can walk without his cane and everything. He's doing so good for 55.
He uses the golf club as a cane.
He literally does. No, he just gets around with his little golf cart, and then he just walks to the couch and back. Like, that's the most that I see my dad move. He had a Peloton kick for a little bit that lasted like a week. So he's just not very active. And my mom has tried to get him to be a little bit more active because they love to travel. They go overseas all the time. And they go on bike tours and hiking tours. And my mom's like, I don't care what you look like. You know what I mean? Like, she loves my dad.
I just need you to be able to keep up.
Yeah, I don't want to be 80 and us, in the Grecian Isles and you like keeled over after 2 steps in Santorini.
On these bike tours, clearly he's using one of those e-bikes while she's like pedaling like with her legs.
No, he's having one of the locals push him. So when my mom walked into the kitchen one day and found him with like a crash diet weight loss supplement and like a workout plan, she was like, who's he trying to impress? Because for the last 40 years, I've been out here trying to get him to lift a weight, and he ain't doing nothing. And so my mom asked him about it, and he said, I was talking to my man, Jim, and he said that he did. My dad doesn't talk like this. It's just for dramatic effect. I was talking to my man, Jim, and he said that he did this shake loss plan and lost 10 pounds in 7 days. And my mom was looking at him, and she's like, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for 2 men randomly talking about weight loss, because when do you ever hear men talk about crash diet plans?
And this is a man that's been married to your mom, you said, for 30 years, and she's very health conscious. Why would he not talk to her before like delving into some crash diet shake?
Yeah, that's a good question, which is why my mom was like, I think he's cheating on me.
It could be because he knows if he uses her as accountability that she's going to be way more hardcore than his friend is going to be.
Oh, like she intimidates him.
and she'll stay on him. And his friend,
Oh, he doesn't need that pressure?
he don't need that pressure.
Yeah. Well, I also think in the new year, especially when people are trying these new diet plans, they pick whatever this crash diet thing is and they think it's going to be like the solution to all of their weight problems. They're like, this is the thing that people said works, and it's, it's these specific shakes that you can't get anywhere else. This must be the secret to weight loss.
Let's just go back to the 90s and do hydroxy cut, and everybody will be nice and thin and close to death.
Or just hard drugs. Why not?
I did hydroxycut.
I tried it too.
Did you really? Guys, seriously?
Do not.
I gave it a couple weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Do not. I was like, it was right before spring break, and I was like, we're doing this. And I started working out hardcore at the YMCA, and I almost passed out.
You couldn't eat on it, right? It was like doing cocaine.
No.
That's what for me it was.
You could eat on it. You ate minimally, but you literally were like walking around all day going. I mean,
All day long.
You were so jacked, and like I'd be drinking. I'm like,
The jitters don't stop.
it
man.
don't. Oh, it was so bad.
And
Don't
I
do
cut
that.
nothing. I didn't even cut anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't ripped at all.
The whole country was skinny, getting stuff done, and then the FDA had to come in and mess it all up.
Ruined everything. So yeah, my mom's like, I need to have a conversation with him at least about two things. A, are you sleeping with someone else? And B, this is not the healthy way to lose weight. So we have a couple of things to talk about this weekend.
Okay. So she's pretty sure that he's not. He's just, okay.
He's either cheating on me or he is about to end up in a therapist's office with an eating disorder.
The Bert Show.